everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are doing a build. It's gonna be cute and we're gonna have a good time with it, but before we get started with the video, I quickly want to say a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Hometopia. There's a link with more information on the game in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you clicked on this video, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you are a fan of building games, because you know that's kind of what we do here on the channel. It's basically all we do here on the channel. And so, if I'm correct, definitely consider sticking around for a little bit because I'm going to tell you about Hometopia, which, by the way, is free to play. A free to play building game. Are you interested yet? Okay. Hometopia is a simulation building game that will turn its players into designers and developers of the best looking homes in the virtual world. And yes, you can play it alone, but you can also play with up to 4 other players. So you can work together to breathe life into new neighborhoods, do ambitious renovations, or sabotage your fellow players' building goals. You know, if that's what you want to do. With Hometopia's career path, you can start as a beginner and progress into a professional home designer. You will learn the ins and outs of the industry while leveling up your skills and unlock more unique content in the process. There's also a dynamic job system which offers a wide variety of client-based tasks. So you can, for example, do one-room makeovers or large-scale constructs. Every job will challenge your skills as a home builder. But you can also build with no restrictions or demands by buying land in your preferred biome and just letting your creativity flow. Hometopia will be available for early access from the 27th of September, so definitely go wishlisted on Steam. I will be leaving a link to it in both the description box as well as in the pinned comment. And yes, again, it is free to play. How awesome is that? I think that's pretty cool, if I may say so. So thank you again so much to Hometopia for sponsoring today's video, but most importantly, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Let's have some fun with today's build, shall we? So today we're building kind of a tiny house, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna end up calling it a tiny house in the title though, because it's like 2 containers on top of each other. I'm pretty sure that I've built something the same size of this and called it a tiny house before, but I had like a whole, I want to say 16 tiles on the upper floor that I didn't really fully know what to do with. And if you have so much extra space in your house and you don't know what to do with it, then suddenly it doesn't really feel like a tiny house anymore, does it? So anyway, but it's definitely a small one. We're building it on a 30 by 20 and I placed this in Windenburg on the island because it's one of my favorite areas to build in. I love the surroundings and the wilderness, and I love how it looks with this like contrasting, more sleek looking house, like you know what I mean, right? These like structured homes instead of like rustic homes, although rustic homes also look very nice in these surroundings too. They fit very well together, but I like the contrast between the wild landscape mixed with the more like the house as it is. You know, the more like sleek lines and stuff like that. I like how it looks for some reason. So we're building this in Windenburg on the island, and it is only for 2 Sims. Have I done a family home this week? I don't know if I've done a family home this week. I don't know why I said parents. I meant 2 Sims. Or just 1, of course. And I was really trying to focus on the view, so I wanted to make sure that they had lots of windows in these renovated luxurious containers, so that they could have like a nice view over the ocean or whatever you want to call that body of water. I don't know what size it is, so technically it could be just about anything, right? And we just can't see the edge of it. I don't really know. You know, it's not been specified, so I'm gonna call it an ocean though, I think. And yeah, I think I succeeded, but I don't know if you guys like the house or not. I hope you do. So we're just having some fun with it. I will say I kind of struggled to figure out a color scheme for the exterior of the house, simply because I started out going for one that I have gone for quite a lot, which is this like almost orange kind of wood tone. You'll see it in a little bit, and then mixed with a lot of black. I think those two work together so well, but I also go for them quite often. So instead, I was very inspired by the white tiles that I use here on the platforms and ended up changing the house to like white beige instead at some point. But it took me a while to get there. I'm not gonna lie, like I was really going back and forth a little bit between the color schemes and struggled a little bit with making up my mind. So that happens sometimes. Like sometimes I want too many things for one build and I just can't make up my mind. I get very indecisive, and today it was the color scheme for the exterior and it just Took me a little bit of time to get there, but we ended up going for something in the end. And then I also brought it inside of the house. So the interior of the house should very well match the exterior of the house. And hopefully you guys can see that once we get to it, but we'll see. Yes, as well, there is a bathroom. It's very quickly done. Just want to say, just like yesterday's, very quickly done. So you might miss it if you're not keeping an eye on the build, I'm just gonna say. But they're not saying that you have to watch the entire build, by the way, but it's just sometimes I add a bathroom and then I get a comment like, oh, you forgot the bathroom, and I'm like, no, I didn't. It's right there. It's just super tiny. So there's a bathroom. It's on the second floor. It's actually a full 4 tiles today, and they do have both a sink and a toilet and one of the open showers in there. It's like super thin, a long, thin bathroom. But I feel like for tiny houses, you often end up having to be a little bit creative with the spaces that you want to prioritize lower, if you get what I mean. And for me, that is, or down prioritize. And for me, that's bathrooms, because your Sims are not going to spend a whole lot of time in there, hopefully. I don't know what kind of health problems your Sims have, but hopefully they don't end up spending a lot of time in there. So I just want to do as little with them as possible and save the tiles for something else. You get what I mean? So it's a very small bathroom, but they have the essentials in there, and even with a little bit of space as well, a little bit of extra space. Like you could possibly even make it smaller and then add like a tile for, what's it called? Laundry machines, for example. Like that is possible. I would make the access to the laundry tiles from the outside, not from the bathroom, because then you're gonna have issues placing down either a sink or a toilet, but you'll see that in a little bit later. I found this like wall right here because how do you explain this? So I don't love the wall trims on half walls, and I just find them annoying sometimes. I don't know, like they're jutting out and I don't love the look of them all the time. So I found this brick wall instead in the debug catalog, I think technically it's from hidden, what's it called? Live up. I have better build by, so for me those are the same. But I think it's from Live Edit, I think. And it just looks nice. You can size it up and down, and I decided to just have a little bit of fun with that. So it's just like a nice white brick wall. I have no idea what world it comes from. None whatsoever, but it must be in the background of one of the worlds. Maybe it's base game, I don't know. But it's a nice one, a nice alternative if you don't love half walls. So I'm also using it in another build that's going up on the channel at some point, because I already have that one recorded, and had some fun with platforms and that wall as well in that build, and I like how it turned out, so I'm very excited to show you. But today we're just building this one. No double build today. I've been really wanting to lately, like whenever I like read a book, I've been wanting to do another bookish build, because I always, or not always, that's very much exaggerating. I do think I fairly often get questions if I can't like take inspiration from the books that I read. The problem is that I read a lot of fantasy, like currently, or sci-fi. Currently I'm reading Red Rising, which is not exactly, it's not exactly build friendly material that you're getting from that book. But I did read a lot of romance books lately, so whenever I go into just like a straight up contemporary romance these days, I always start thinking, can I do a build with this? And I don't know, I feel like it just made sense for the red, white, and royal blue, but I kind of want to revisit that feeling I got when I built that house, because it was so much fun. Did you guys know that there's a movie out as well now? A red, white, and royal blue movie. It's on Amazon Prime, and I don't have Amazon Prime, so I can't watch it. And yes, I am super bothered about it. I am so bothered. But I'll figure it out at some point. I really want to watch it. I'm not very much for like I'm a rom-com reading person, but I'm not a rom-com movie kind of gal. I don't know why. It doesn't have to make sense, but that's just the way it is. But I really want to watch that one. I really want to watch that one. So I'm going to see if I can figure out I'm going to figure it out. Do I just subscribe for a whole month just to watch that movie? Is there anything else I should watch on Amazon Prime if I decide to subscribe for a whole month? Because I feel like that's a lot of subscribing just to watch one movie. I don't know, is there anything else that's really good on Amazon Prime right now that I need to watch? Let me know. But yeah, other than that, like, as for the books that I've read lately, I've read a lot of romance, but none of them really sparked that sort of like, oh, I can build a house inspired by this. Like, it doesn't really, none of them really made sense. Not for that. Like, one of them, they literally live in apartments. Another one, they live in apartments. And the third one, they probably lived in apartments as well. So like, it doesn't really, I don't want to do that. I want to do a house, not an apartment. So I'm kind of like, ugh, can I just come across a romance book that I can use as inspiration? Because like, that was fun. So I'm gonna at some point though, but Red Rising at the moment, definitely not building material. And no spoilers in the comments, by the way, but I'm actually really liking it about 40 pages into it. Although I will say the whole like all the redheads being slaves hit me kind of different. Like, that was different. It hit me in some way. I was just sitting there like, really? Okay. Like, that's where we're gonna go? Fine. But I think it's more like their look is based on what caste they're in. It's not necessarily that they've turned all the redheads into slaves. I think they are red, and like red hair. Not like mine, but like red hair. Because they are from this caste. So I think if you somehow end up changing caste, you'll end up changing your hair as well. I don't really know how it works. I don't know, okay? It's a sci-fi. Do we really understand it? Like, do we have to understand it? It's sci-fi. It's super weird. It's always weird. So, we'll see though. But I had like a moment where I was like, okay, well, that's fine. We're gonna go, okay. I mean, I should have figured it out because it's literally called Red Rising, but no. I never claimed to be smart, okay? I never claimed to be quick in any way whatsoever. I have never said that. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I have, but I was probably joking about it then. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm having a good time with it though, so we'll see how it goes. But it's sci-fi, so I'm gonna be confused like 80% of the time. Anyway, I do have my theories about it though, so we'll see. We will see. This is not supposed to be a bookish video. I just want to talk a little bit about it. So anyway, this is the upstairs area. So I'm gonna do something weird in a second, and you're gonna be like, what the heck are you doing? And I'm gonna try to explain it, but the view from the bed, both to the right, but also if you just sit on the bed and look straight ahead, gorgeous. And that's the water of Windenburg. It's stunning. So I was like, oh right, I didn't place any windows. Well, that would be a shame because it would be so nice to wake up. Sure, you have to like remove or pull the curtains or away. Isn't pull the curtains when you close? I don't know, anyway. And then you can see out, but like, I would want to sit on that bed, read, and then just look out the window now and then. That would be so nice. So calming. So calming. So, yeah. But here, because I decided not to go with the door, but it still felt like... By the way, that open door right there, you can definitely just swap that out with something else. I realized that Windenburg tends to have weather, and so it's not necessarily super practical for them to have a door that is constantly open. You can change it if you want to. I just felt like it looked nice, but you can go with one of the other double tile glass doors and add some windows or something. But here, because they don't have a door or an archway to the bedroom, I just figured it would make sense to do a thing with these like super versatile things from Desert Luxe, and then those things. I don't actually know what they're called. It's like a curtain pole, but it's not a pole. A curtain slider, I don't know. And then just add like a different curtain to it so it could kind of look like they're closing off the area when they go to bed. I figured that would be super nice. This could also sort of be like a vacation home, actually. I feel like it could easily be like a rental or something like that, actually, which I don't build a lot of those, but this definitely gives rental, not vental, I don't know what that was, rental vibes, doesn't it? I feel like it does. Like an Airbnb, a super luxe Airbnb that's probably too overpriced or something. Yeah, I could see that happening. But I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys decide what you want to do with it, but I just thought for a second it would actually be a nice like weekend getaway or something like that. So this was the space that I didn't really know what to do with. I have like 16 tiles right here that I was just like, well, there's a ladder, there's an open door, there's a door to the bathroom, and another open archway to the bedroom area, and it felt awkward to decorate it because of, you know, we didn't have any wall space or anything. So I decided to just add these wardrobes things, dressers, I suppose they are, instead, and then just decorate them a little bit. So it's basically It could have been a walk-in closet if I didn't have that window, but I really wanted there to be a window, so instead it's just a wardrobe room, or a dresser room, which is it's a little bit awkward. Like it's a definitely there's a word for it when you just have too much. Like who has a dresser room? Rich people do, right? That sounds like a rich person thing, not like an average person thing. so yeah. It's an overpriced Airbnb, definitely. And then for the outdoors, just wanted there to be plenty of lounge space. They do have a dinner table on one of the, there's a terrace up floor, upstairs. I was like, up. I don't know how many times I just said up, but that was a lot. It was a whole lot. It's fine. I'm gonna leave it in. But there's a dining table upstairs, so they have a grill up there as well, so I didn't want to add another one to the lower floor right here, so they just get this like very cozy lounge area. They have some of the lounge chairs as well by the pool side. I don't know why they have 3 considering there's only room for 2 people in the I almost called it an Airbnb in the container home, but maybe they just sometimes have a guest over, or they brought a pet or something. You might want to add some food bowls if that's the case. But can the pets even use the lounge chairs? Like, is that a thing? It would be so cute if they could. Like a dog just casually taking a nap on a lounge chair. That would be so cute. But I don't know if they can actually do that. But yeah, it's just, it's a thing. It's fine. We have 3 chairs. It's cool. They just really like to lounge. This is what I mean. Like, it gives Airbnb. It gives vacation home. And I didn't realize this until I did the voiceover. So maybe I should call it something else. No, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not putting Airbnb in the title. I'm just not doing that. Anyway. But yeah, landscaping inspired by the surrounding areas, although I decided to go for brown stones instead of gray. I just like the cluster. Like, I like how this cluster, or these 3 clusters that I'm using, I like how they look. So I probably could have found some other ones, but they wouldn't have been the same shape rocks put together. It wouldn't have been the same clusters. I just like these clusters. So I decided to just ignore that they're red. But they definitely look a little bit out of place. Everything else, though, you can pretty much see in the surrounding foliage, except for maybe the evergreens, but I love using the evergreens, so I'm gonna stick to it. But yeah, everything else should kind of like mesh well with the surrounding areas. And I think that is about it for this build, actually. So it's a shorter one. If you guys like it, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below. Definitely go check out Hometopia, by the way, if you love building games, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching this video, because this is a building game. So definitely go check it out if you thought it sounded interesting. Thank you again so much to Hometopia for sponsoring today's video. But that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Seasons change us. Maybe it's just me and mine, where thunder has had its way, when kindness is portrayed as blind and glitter to the rays. Oh, no need to beg pardon, no need to beg pardon.